Welcome to a Halloween episode of The Endless Stream. It is episode 84. This week it's me, Aidan and Kevin, and we are two sleepy boys that have woken up from a night of Halloween revelry at the Dublin Inc. Bag of Cat comedy show and house parties and whatever else may be going on to record a podcast. It's a shorter than usual episode. As I said, we woke up to record. This week we're going to talk about Henry Cavill's exit from The Witcher. We're going to talk about Tales of the Jedi, new to Disney Plus, as Dave Filoni continues to redeem the Star Wars prequels. We talk about spooky shit in Ireland. We talk about horror stories from around the world. Aidan is a skeptic. Kevin is superstitious. All this and more on this week's episode of The Endless Stream. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to the podcast, heading over to iTunes, liking and subscribing, rating and reviewing. Tell your friends about The Endless Stream. Anything you can do to help spread the word of The Endless Stream really helps us out. If you like what you hear, you can head over to Instagram at The Endless Cast, where we put up artwork to go with each episode. We put up the occasional clip, and that's a great place where you can send us a message. Disagree with us, offer a second opinion, suggest something for us to watch. That's a great place to do that. You can also send us an email, theendlesscast@gmail.com, suggest things for us to watch. Or Kevin puts a call out in there for, have you got any spooky shit going on? Any scary stories? Anything weird ever happened to you? Send us a message over there. All of that being said, let's get into the episode. This is going to be our October 31st Halloween episode, our spooky Halloween creepy episode. I think I'm going to use the image
down your spine. So I know.
We are both kind of recovering from pre-Halloween Halloween events.
Yeah. Yes.
Friday night we had the Bag of Cats comedy show
in Dublin Inc.
It was class. It was in Dublin Inc. and Dublin Inc. was class.
It was a very.
You guys are great.
It was a well received show, and it was very, very busy.
I hope yourself and Norby and the guys in the shop enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love to. I am conscious that for some of those people, they're like just hanging around their workplace late into the evening and like they want to go home. So I hope they got a chuckle out of some of it. What else? We got I don't know what to say. We had great acts. It was a great laugh. I was so stressed going into the evening, just because of all of the prep it takes to, set the place up. Like, you of course made it fucking effortless once we got stuff there, but I just had to driving around the city picking up chairs and picking up things for costumes and goodie bags and giveaways and
man, look, those
it was a riot.
Like, I kind of like
it was a riot once
man,
it started.
like, it's like, I think it's great to be able to facilitate like entertainment for people. That's no short feat, you know what I mean? Like, it's great to be able to be like, hey, I have this venue, you can use it. Like, you have these contacts, you can use them. And we had this show where people actually fucking come, they drink, they socialize, they have a fun night. Like, it was a great night. It was so much fun. I met up with
we raised about €360, I think,
awesome.
all in,
Amazing.
which is cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We gave away some great prizes. There was great costumes. It was really nice to see people come and make the effort. And some people went all out.
And we contacted the Stoker Festival about the event in the run up to it, and that was a good idea. Left too late. Yeah. So next year for sure, though, I'm going to be knocking on their door. We got some footage of it. Somebody, some social media maven put together like an Instagram story that was like nice clips and music. I don't know if you saw that story.
Was it Last Minute Crack? Because they posted a good few bits.
No, they posted great stuff as well. It was great to have them in attendance.
Christina from Last Minute Crack was there. So shout out to her. Thank you for always the support. She supports our Flash days and our comedy nights. So yeah, Christina and the Last Minute Flash page is great. Check out, or not Last Minute Crack, check it out. It's actually really informative. It's great.
Yeah. It's great to have those little it's great to have those accounts that just let you know what's going on in the city, and you can just pop out to things.
For it,
it's
like,
great.
Yeah.
Really handy. Yeah.
But you were saying someone made a nice little video of it. I didn't see those videos.
Yeah, I'll send it on to you. Somebody who was there, like I had Owen doing some recording and stuff, and I wanted to put together basically what this person did, and I'm like, fuck, great, well, like, making us look amazing. Good. It just looked like a fun night in the story.
Oh, that's a fun night.
and probably done in an instant by somebody with a good grasp of social media.
Yeah, they can put it together really quickly.
Yeah. Editing stuff with little like effects and music, cool. And obviously straightforwardly done in UI, and I don't know how they begin to do it. Great job, folks.
Yeah, awesome. Share that video if you can. Yeah,
I will. The next one's going to be November 25th up in the Bernard Shaw. That's a bigger room. There's no obligation for us to get anything bigger than the audience that we usually aim at, but at the same time, it's a big room I'd love to fill as much of it as I could.
You know, I'll promote it. Let me know.
Yeah.
And when's that? The 25th of November? What day is that, you know?
That's a Friday.
Okay, I'll put in the cal. I'll see what the crack is. And do you have any other plans this Halloween?
Well, this is it now. I've recovered after Friday. I'm sitting here on Sunday. It's bank holiday Monday. Do I go out?
I think my friend Terry was maybe thinking about going out tonight, but I will not be going out. I was out last night. I went to a Halloween party last night in Ronan, my friend Ronan's and Satna's house, and it was awesome. It was people's costumes were amazing, you know. Like I basically like I just had such a good time running around the place, like chatting to people and asking about their or you know, just talking about their costumes and discussing costumes. Like it was great. It was so much fun. It was great to see people being creative and, you know, like I don't know how you say, like maybe like resourceful with whatever, you know, things they had at their disposal or whatever, you know. And some people's ideas are so great. It was so funny. One Sada, the girl who lives there, she had her T-shirt was Van Gogh's painting. I think it was the sunflowers, was it? And she had a real frame attached to her T-shirt, and a can of Campbell's soup coming off her shoulder, tomato soup with all like what would you call it? Not twine, wool, not wool, but like whatever they fucking knit with, wool or whatever. But anyways, all coming out of the can. So she was basically like just that painting walking around, destroyed by soup. My girlfriend did it.
Is that painting okay, by the way?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But somebody did.
Were they able to get the soup?
But somebody did glue their head to the girl with the pearl earring. Let's not get bogged down in that stuff.
Yeah, it's very.
It's frustrating. Like the one thing you do is destroy art. And it's like art is beautiful. Why? Yeah. But look, their heart is in the right place. I just don't necessarily believe their actions. Two wrongs don't make a right. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's controversial. I don't know. But I.
Just go and destroy their cars or something, like the cars of oil tycoons. You know what I mean?
Or like, you know, kind of
the assets of
do it to bring it to the actual, like, you know, places. But look, it gets attention. You know, it does their job, right? That's what they're doing it for, though. But I dressed as a ghost last night. I bought a wee mask that will cover just my eyes, if you get me. Okay. And it was a white mask, and I hot glued that to the inside of the sheet. And I cut out the holes for the eyes, and I blacked out my eyes, and then I put the big massive sheet over me, and I had my body wrapped in fairy lights, so when I turned them on, it actually gets this really weird illusion of like floatiness, you know, or transparency. It was actually like the lights were an afterthought, but it was so effective. It was very, very cool.
Oh, that's class.
Yeah, it was like everybody was like kind of like people were proper like freaked and shocked and stuff, but it went really well. I got a great reaction. People's costumes are brilliant. My friend Mark Stokes, who you know, dressed as a chicken fillet roll, and it was so good. It was so good. I'll send you pictures later. It was brilliant.
Cool. I want to see.
His partner and two of her friends dressed as different Moira Rose outfits from Schitt's Creek. Eber was a demon. She made her entire costume from scratch. She made this really cool druid's cloak out of a fitted black bedsheet. It was great. You know, I just love seeing it, man. I just love seeing the creativity and just like, you know, it's a room full of bloody 30+ year olds, and everybody just went all out, having great crack. Yeah, there's people like who had like obviously like memes as costumes. One lady, Queeve, I believe her name was, dressed as Goldie Hawn from Death Becomes Her, and she had two circular mirrors on her front and back. You know the scene where like
right.
Man,
yes. So it looks like this thing.
It was brilliant, dude. Like trust me, costumes were phenomenal. Costumes are really, really good, really enjoyable. somebody brought the dog, Toto. He was like a 13-year-old big collie Springer mix. He was really chill. It was great. Like, man, it was such a good time. Such a good time. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. It's brilliant.
That's class. Yeah, I see like I don't know why I'm seeing Nolita in my Instagram feed, that bar, but they're doing like a Gotham City vibe for Halloween. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It looks like there's a couple of pumpkins with the words Gotham City written on it, and the bartenders have a Joker vibe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means in terms of a
I don't know, like
a thing, but like
the house party last night we went to, Ronan he has quite the reputation of creating these prolific Halloween parties where he decorates room by room in the house. The gardens will have props and all that kind of stuff. Last night there was a salami hand, so when you cut open the salami, like it kind of bled out whatever sauces and stuff like that. Like, he goes all out, man. They're great, you know. There's like, he puts up a tent in the back for people who want to go smoke in the back and stuff. Like, he puts on a serious spread, man. It's great, really, really great. He goes all out. Like, the whole entire house we decorated all spooky stuff, and it's so much fun. And I look forward to it next year, man. You know, he doesn't want to stop doing them. If he keeps doing them, I'll keep going. They're good fun.
And you heard it here first.
That's it. Kevin encourages more partying, but
more partying.
I don't have any more plans now for Halloween. As we said, it's Sunday. It's a bank holiday. I'm off tomorrow. I will be working the next 10 days straight. I'll be attending the Dublin Tattoo Convention. If anybody's interested in getting tattooed, let me know. But I was going to say,
what day is that?
The 4th, 5th and 6th. I won't be attending on the 4th, but I'll be there on the 5th and 6th.
Is that worth like just going to out of curiosity? Like, is there stuff to see, or is it just all people? It's just, I guess, a bunch of different stations and people tattooing.
I think there's elements of it being good for a family day out. You know, like there will be bits and bobs going on and entertainment and all that kind of stuff. But it depends, kind of like, you know, some people will be enamored enough with tattooing or just interested in the industry to just attend. But like, I mean,
in terms of not going out, you don't want to go and see Black Adam later, do you?
Not today, no. My God, I am staying home. But I wouldn't mind seeing it next week, though.
Okay, fair.
I would like to see it next week. Maybe we can do some afternoon next week. See what your schedule's like. Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going. Yeah. I'd like to see it anyways. That's for sure.
It's what. Yeah, that's the fucking thing about it. It's like it falls into the I'd like to see it, but it actually is an effort and it is expensive to go to the cinema. And when it's Black Adam and you know what you're going to think of it when it comes out. Yeah. I know what I'm going to
I know. It's but like the thing is, like, I'll go, like, normally for movies like that, you see, and this is going to sound kind of like bad, but normally for movies like that, I'll go at like 9 o'clock on a Friday morning. I'm off, you know.
Get the cheap chicken.
Get the cheap chicken, man. And just, like, I know it sounds awful, but just get it in. Just get it done, you know. Get it out of the way.
Well, here's the thing then. We're off tomorrow. What's the early screening in the morning?
I won't be doing it this weekend.
Tomorrow's Monday.
Oh yes, but I won't be doing it. I am clocking out. But I said I will definitely do it during the week if you want. I would like to see it.
All right. Okay. All right,
if you have any openings.
Yep.
But I'm sorry.
No worries. I saw somebody talking about The Rock, and they were saying. They were saying, when is The Rock going to give us a truly great movie? You know, as big a star as he is, where if he's a Schwarzenegger, if he's a Stallone, where is his truly great movie? And I know Brian always shits on The Rock, but I like the guy.
I like the guy,
and I do like. Okay, the cult of personality's gone a bit far. At a certain point, you fall off. You know, I still like The Rock, but I don't necessarily like Rock fans. You know, that sort of thing.
Fandoms in general, as Brian says, just the usual dorks.
That's his phrase, which we must put on a t-shirt. Just the usual dorks. But the thing there is, you know, it's tough to compare him to a Stallone or a Schwarzenegger, because Stallone and Schwarzenegger became these huge iconic people off of making those great films, right? Making Terminator, making Rocky, making Rambo, making Conan. Yeah. You know, they had these iconic moments that pushed them through to cultural relevance, whereas The Rock started there with the WWF, WWE, and moving through. So he hasn't had to win us over with a massive cultural hit. He's just climbed his way into franchises.
He's obviously a very savvy businessman to a degree, you know, like he knows how to kind of cultivate his brand, doesn't he, or curate his brand.
100%. The business.
Yeah.
The business of the man is spot on.
I like him, and like I've enjoyed loads of his movies. That Jumanji remake was fucking, or not remake, but sequel or whatever it was, absolutely savage. It was so much fun. I like The Rock, but the thing is, right? I know I can't remember exactly, but I know who you're talking about. I saw that video, or you sent us a thing about The Rock when he would give us a good movie. But it's like, it's not about giving us a good movie. It's just like it's a comfort in knowing that if I'm going to see The Rock in something, it's going to be kind of like basic fun.
See, I don't even think this guy needs to like prove his worth by winning an Oscar.
No, but I don't care.
Like that's not what we're talking about. I just want like what's the iconic Rock movie? What's his
Southland Tales?
Well, there you go.
Oh, was he in Southland Tales? Okay. Well, and then also isn't he in a?
It is Southland Tales.
Yeah.
Isn't it? No, is it?
Southland Tales. Maybe no. Maybe he's not. Or is he? He was in the sequel to Get Shorty as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Cool.
And he was great in that. Really, really good in that.
He was fine in that.
I liked him, but like I like him. Yeah. But like the thing is, like, it's a Rock, like. Put it this way, like, I don't think he's incapable of doing something good. I was really surprised by John Cena in Peacemaker. But no, the Rock scratches an itch that not other actors can scratch, and other actors can scratch it as he can't. And I think he has a place in the world, and as long as he continues in the trajectory he's going in, I'm gonna like him, and I'll see his movies. I like Jungle Cruise, but I like those kind of swashbuckling. You know yourself, you're the same.
Yeah. I've got a curve. I'll watch anything and eat popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, we've confirmed Cavill's back as Superman.
Yeah, apparently so.
I haven't seen that.
No, but sure. Like, I figured there was going to be something. It's like, I'm not particularly shocked by that kind of stuff. Are you?
No, as Brian was saying, like they could have said yes, they could have said no. So obviously there was contract negotiation stuff going on in the background there for a while.
Do you think that means Cavill won't be in the MCU?
Oh, that's interesting. Now, I wonder if it precluded, like, was that part of the negotiation? You can do Superman, but you can't do.
I'd say probably not. I think it's interesting that
I'd say if he has the clout, like, if it depends how much they wanted him as Superman, he would have said, "My option's open. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do."
Like, to me personally. And tell me if I'm wrong, or listeners, give us your opinions, because I'd be fascinated to hear. I kind of think it's pointless to bring him back as Superman. It's like, I think the best approach for DC and Warner Brothers is to move forward with the other franchises, or I don't know, man. Okay, maybe give him one good shot, but fucking do it properly. But I just feel like I'm kind of jaded with all the Ben Affleck Cavill DC Universe stuff. It's just been so messy. Is it going to get any less messy now that he's back? No,
it's going to be a mess.
So I kind of feel like I think less is more with these things, but yeah. Like, as in, like, make it simpler, Take it's the way Zack Snyder, right, did Watchmen. I really like that movie. I think it's a great movie, and it's just like, get a director. Like, I know I'm not like Zack Snyder. Obviously, shit the bed with the other ones, but I think he got too much artistic leeway, or creative freedom, But I would say, like, kind of take one of the good Superman stories and just do that, Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, they need to. They need to build their world.
Yeah, like, stop kind of trying to put like everything into it. Like, sometimes it's just like, okay, Russell Crowe's dad, Michael Shannon's Zog, isn't it? It's his whole origin story, and then this thing and all that kind of stuff. And it's like a little bit like you're trying to sell a really crazy idea of this Superman, you know, make it smaller. Like I want to believe this. Like, don't be kind of throwing aliens and all these type of things at me. I know that sounds stupid, but like he is an alien. But you know what I mean. And I like,
give us a little Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I like, yeah, exactly. And I like Man of Steel. You know, I like a good half of it. Like, but yeah, because I think with a character like Superman who's so unrealistic, you got to make it more grounded. Even Shazam works better than Cavill has been portrayed in the films.
Yeah. I think the Shazam. I'm trying to think this through. Like, what do you do? Because like I'm sick to fuck of seeing kryptonite.
Yeah.
But we don't want somebody so overpowerful that. Like the Shazam threat was somebody equally powerful, I guess, but also the threat to the people around him.
Lobo could be a cool character for him to fight, you know, and then introducing Lobo into the universe would be pretty interesting because he obviously could do his own standalone things.
I was starting to say, like, I mean, hell, they haven't done Lex Luthor. They could do Lex Luthor, but then I remembered
Jesse.
They did do Lex Luthor, didn't they? They had Eisenberg. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, Asher, look, man. Yeah, I'd be inclined to think that this is just kind of
cut bait on this universe, scratch.
Yeah.
You need somebody with the longest vision, long vision on it. You know, bit of patience and do it right.
Yeah.
You know, cultivate the youths. Yeah. Now they've got James Gunn.
Yeah, but he's just heading up the TV side, is it? Oh, he's in the entire thing.
Feature and all. Okay. In theory, he's their Kevin Feige now.
Interesting. I mean, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Peacemaker. I like the second Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's kind of, he's not a bad idea, but he's got a lot to deal with because that Joker sequel's in production. You've got that Twilight boy Batman. What's his name?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson. We got Aquaman 2 still to
The
come
Flash.
out. The Flash. That world is still floating around, you know?
Yeah.
Is Amanda Waller in Black Adam? Did I hear somebody say that?
I don't know. Could be.
So it does feel like this universe is sticking around in some form.
Yeah, it's a strange one. Strange one.
Yeah. Because they have to sit down and they have to go, okay, Pattinson is an alternate universe. Joaquin Phoenix is an alternate universe. Alternate universes exist.
I think it's a little bit ridiculous that they say it's alternate universes because it's just like, no, it's not. It's not an alternate universe. It's just different properties existing at the same time in reality that have taken off in different directions. You know, I think by trying to put them under the same like kind of umbrella label as like, you know, a multiverse is a bit silly. I know Marvel do the same thing, but Marvel have actually kind of.
Well, I see. I don't even think they necessarily have to say it's a multiverse. They just have to go, that's not part of this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. Yeah. It's not. What's the word? It's not. Continuity.
Let's leave that over there. Yeah. Continuity.
Yeah.
We're not in continuity.
Yeah. Elon Musk bought Twitter, so
that went ahead, did it?
Yeah. Done and dusted.
So what does that mean?
I think Kanye West got his
Are
Twitter
people coming back?
I mean, that potentially is going to be the death of the app, right?
I don't know. I mean, so I'm trying to see if there's any headline on reinstating Twitter accounts of people that have been deplatformed. I mean, we all know Trump was there. Was Alex Jones taken off of it?
Probably. Wasn't there
Milo Yiannopoulos?
Jeff, was it Jordan Peterson? He was taken off of it, wasn't he?
Peterson left. He said something and the internet turned on him very quickly and he jumped off. Now, I don't know if that stuck or if he got deplatformed subsequently. But it's interesting. I was talking to somebody about this as well yesterday, where it's like the thing that held up the purchase for Elon, as I understand it, is he called them out on, like, the value of your company is based on its user base. So how many of your users are real? And, they weren't able to, or at least for a while, they weren't able to give him a number that was, accurate or realistic, or like an acceptable number of, like, if there's 100 million people on here, or 60 million of them fake. But even then, when you do that, it's like, there's X amount of Twitter accounts, but that is a small fraction of the global population. And then there's a small population of those people, or a small percentage of those people that actually use Twitter actively. Yep. So when we talk about Twitter as this cultural driving force, it's like, what is the fraction of people?
Yeah, it was such a strong
that are actually using it.
Because it's just modern day media, pal. That's all it is. We're told it's important when it's not really. I know social media isn't important. It's essential to my job, but I wish it wasn't. But it's like in the grand scheme of things, it's not important. It's not important. We can use it, but it's not important.
There's just under 400 million Twitter users. According to the next statistic down, 290 of them are active, monthly active. That means once a month somebody uses it. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny that it's as popular as it is, I guess, or as relevant, or as, is it relevant as? It's funny that people give a shit, is basically what I'm getting at, when it's that much a percentage of people, Like, even 400 million is what percentage of 8 billion?
Oh, don't ask me, maths. Speaking of
Cavill.
No.
Or were you going to speak of
I
something else?
was completely speak of something else.
Or were you going to speak of something else?
I just was going to say, I did buy, Marvel have re-released Man Without Fear and Born Again graphic novels, and I bought them. And
do you not have those?
I would have them in maybe the Panini Collect reprints.
Okay.
But I don't know if I have the actual graphic novels. I have a lot of Daredevil. But from the...
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're a big Daredevil head.
Yeah, I have a lot of Daredevil, but from the kind of like mid to late 90s onwards. And I don't think I ever actually got. I know I borrowed it maybe from somebody and things, but I think I actually ever got my own Born Again copy and stuff. So I was pretty happy. It was and it was also like it's like a nice new little kind of version of it, collection and stuff. So
right.
I picked that up at the weekend, and yeah, looking forward to reading that, and the Daredevil TV show.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know if I picked up anything else interesting at the weekend. Maybe not.
I wanted to get in. I saw that Declan Shalvey done a cover on a new Star Trek book.
Yes, yep.
And it's a book that has Captain Sisko in it, which is my Deep Space Nine love coming to the front again, because the fate of Captain Sisko ended on a very cliffhangery position at the end of 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine. So the fact that he's in another Star Wars story is like, okay, how are they doing this? And I wonder how canonical or weird or offshooty it is. It looks like the crew is like a dirty dozen of the bunch of Star Trek heads. So I'm like,
yes, yeah.
Is this sort of a interdimensional axis type of thing? Or
I've seen any of the Star Trek stuff, the comic book stuff I've seen lately. He's been on the cover a lot of them. Which is cool.
Oh, he's a huge Star Trek head, and it's great. It's great to see him getting to draw the things he loves.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about Captain Sisko. He's on the cover a lot of them, so it must be a story.
Oh, Sisko.
Yeah. Sure they have no Deck. Obviously, Deck was on the show, and he told us how much he loved. We told us how much he loves Star Wars. We know our Star Trek, but so I think, Aidan, I'm gonna read you some. I'm gonna read you some questions, right? And you're going to tell me which one you want me to go further in, right? So this is dark theme Reddit, scary, creepy, paranormal, mystery, and glitchy and beyond. It's on Instagram and has 336,000 followers. And obviously they just take stuff that was posted on Reddit and reformat it for Instagram. So this question.
What's that? You're asking me questions. Okay, go on.
What is the creepiest thing you've ever witnessed? And you can answer. You can tell me if you've witnessed anything creepy, and then I'll read some of the ones that people said.
I don't think I have much of an answer. I've lived a very sheltered existence with limited creepiness. Sorry, that's a very dull way of fucking answering a question, but I just don't have anything.
You're never
like I've had a few, like, I don't know, there's been some late at nights where there's a noise and I just get a little anxious, but okay. I usually rationalise myself and just go the fuck back to sleep.
Yes, yeah. Creepy things, like, yeah, I've been spooked and scared by loads of things over the years, but I've also put myself in situations where, like, it's like a scary scenario, if it was like when I was a kid, like, late at night camping through the fields with my friends, like going into abandoned country houses, that kind of stuff. I probably got really spooked. I've had like random things over the years, and the Loftus Hall. Loftus Hall. Loftus Hall is on a peninsula in the Wexford, and the devil was said to have visited one stormy night, and revealed, during a game of cards, someone dropped a card. They reached down on the table to pick it up. As they reached on the table, they saw that the mysterious guest had hooves like the devil, and was shocked. And then the devil jumped through the ceiling, and the hole in the roof has never been repaired, or is unrepairable, that kind of thing. And then there's other myths and legends around the place. And I actually shot a paranormal TV show down there once.
What?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Thomas, shout out to Thomas. He is
right.
He was a really, really great cameraman and he got a job to shoot this TV pilot for TV3, where they go on these paranormal investigations, and they'd bring different comedians with them, and Thomas knows I love all this paranormal stuff, and we were going to have full access to his house for like 24 hours. So he was like, yeah, come on, give me a hand, so I was like, yeah, cool. So I went down with the day with him. I was doing all like holding mics or booms and like things for lighting and all that kind of stuff, but we got to have full access to this really haunted, by the way, house. They do
was this Loftus house?
Yeah, Loftus Hall. Yeah.
Okay.
And they do like paranormal investigations there all the time. They have like there's nights where you can stay over, and like it's a whole thing. It's basically just marketed as like really creepy haunted house type thing, and we got to go down there, and there was some interesting stuff that happened there, to be fair. The house was so cold. It's on a peninsula, so the house was so cold that I could, like, if I went to touch my iPhone didn't register my fingers as fingers. You know what I mean? It was God. Cold, man. You have no idea. We went into one room, and I was like, they had all the ghost hunting toys there, and like I was doing a scan of the room with this heat signature thing, and just one of the chairs in the corner was on fucking fire. The heat off it was insane, and I was just like, and like there was only a handful of us there, like literally like a handful of us, 6, and we were all in the room. We're all in the same place at one time, and then we went across and went into the other place, across the hall into another room, and yeah, this chair was on fire. But if you touched it, it didn't feel obviously warm. And there was another chair very similar next to it, and I got someone to sit there for like 5 minutes, and then they got up, and we did a comparison of the heat signature, but it was completely different, so that was pretty strange. And I did feel like someone touched me, like I kind of had you can't see, but the bend in your elbow, that part, it felt like someone just went like that to me, And I turned, because I thought it was one of the producers, one of the ladies. She was a producer. I turned to look at her and kind of give her a nod, like, what's up, But then I realised that she was too far away from me for it to actually been her.
Yeah.
But it was a very distinct, like someone kind of pulled on my arm type of feeling. But I didn't bother telling anybody. Like, the show is actually pretty shit. It's on TV3, or it's online if you want to watch it. But it was good. It was really good fun to do it. I got to be behind this. I got to be behind the scenes on a paranormal investigation show and stuff. But they did like knock on tables, and it's just like, oh, don't, like, I was really into it. And then at one stage they kind of just like knocked on a table, and they were kind of.
Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear something spooky?
Yeah.
But it's not spooky. It's kind of like, I just opened my phone to Instagram, and the first thing is Wexford's Loftus House. It's a picture of the building. Is said to be haunted by the devil himself. The fate of the house was perhaps set in stone due to its construction in 1350 during the time of the Black Death. However, the legend of Loftus Hall actually dates from the 18th century when a mysterious stranger came calling on the Tottenham family who occupied the house at the time. Legend has it that the Tottenham daughter, Anne, soon realised that this mysterious stranger was none other than the devil, due to the fact that he had a cloven hoof in place of a foot. Soon after, the mysterious stranger disappeared when he flew through the roof. Anne, having brought shame on the family due to her supposed hysterics, was subsequently locked away in her room, where she died several years later. As of recent, Loftus House has been bought by the Press Up Group and is being turned into a luxury 4-star hotel.
Oh. The last part was the scariest.
From the people that brought you the Workmans.
Oh.
Loftus House.
Yeah, interesting place.
You know the spookiest place in Dublin?
What?
It's the Workman's smoking area.
So I've been creeped out there plenty of times, that's for sure. So this is someone's story. I've not read this. So let's just freestyle. This person, in reply to what's the creepiest thing you've ever witnessed, says, I was in a swamp in South Arkansas. My uncle and I were hunting and he got it out pretty early. We were just sitting and waiting and then we both see this coyote walking past. The coyote looked up at us for a minute, stood up on its hind legs, then walked back into the woods on its hind legs. I swear this happened. I've never seen anything like it before. That would be odd.
Bipedal coyote.
Yeah.
That's the devil. Yeah, that's the devil.
Yeah.
Devis in Arkansas.
Devis in Arkansas, probably.
Or at least was in that day.
One person said, I once
It's interesting though when you start a story with we were in a swamp. Is that how that started?
We were.
What was the first line of that
story?
story?
We were in a swamp in South Arkansas, yeah.
Wow.
Why?
I don't think I've ever been to a swamp. Have you been to a swamp?
I grew up in a bog. A bog is not unlike a swamp.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep, and I went camping on the bogs all the time.
I'm so sheltered.
You're not sheltered, buddy. You're a city boy.
Sheltered.
You had access to so much more things than I had growing up. So, but then, I just probably spent like 8 hours a day just roaming the fields when I was a kid. Just getting up to mischief. Exploring.
In the woods.
Just that's all we did as kids. Exploring. Climbing trees, finding rivers, catching frogs. I loved it. Great. I'm so happy I had that childhood. One person says, I once worked as a server in a strip club. One member would pay me $20+ to make an origami frog, then step on it. I thought at first it was just weird, but then I learned about crush fetish. No kink shaming, but don't hurt animals.
Right. So he was having this person make origami animals so that he could crush them?
Yes.
While in a strip club?
Yes.
People are fucking weird.
Yes. But at least she's not getting him to crush real frogs, or at least they're not getting them to crush real frogs.
This is true. Why is crush fetish a thing? Why are people crushing animals? Okay, all right.
It's Halloween and it's pretty scary. I went camping with my friends on a hill a few kilometers out in the woods from one of the guys' houses. There was a few hiking / four-wheeling trails in the area that led up to the hill, so it's well known by locals. It was about midnight. We had a fire going and we were just sitting around having a good time. Then the guy, there was 4 of us, sitting opposite me yells, "Who are you?" I turned around and there's this man, about 6 foot tall, staring at us from the edge of the woods with a big rock in his hand. One guy knocked an arrow in the compound bow we had, and access from across from me grabbed a hatchet and pulled the knife off his belt. We had no clue that what we were doing, but the guy wouldn't say anything to us. He eventually just backed into the woods. No sleep was had that night, and we kept a very large fire going all night long. That's terrifying. People are the scariest. People are scariest than anything else, really, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, you're an O'Sullivan, so technically you're cursed by the Banshee as well.
I beg your
You're
pardon?
cursed by the Banshee. Max and the O's. They're cursed by the Banshee. The Banshees are locked into our family bloodlines. Have you never heard of knocking?
Shit.
Have you never heard of knocking at 3 o'clock in the morning? Go to answer the door and no one's there?
No.
It's happened. Yeah, it happened to me one Christmas. Well, technically it didn't happen to me, it happened to my brother. I was out with my friends and there was knocking on our door at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he went down to check it out and there was no one there. And then I came home like maybe around 5 o'clock, and when I was coming up, he was actually still up or something, you know, and he was like, hey, were you trying to get in earlier? I was like, no, I didn't. And then the next day my mom was like, oh, is the front door giving you trouble? And I was like, no. She's like, oh, I thought I heard you knocking. I was like, no, David said the same thing. And then when my dad got home, he was just like, oh, like were you not able to work the door or something last night? I was like, oh geez, mum said the same thing, you know. I was like, I wasn't the one knocking at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I live rurally, you know, so
right,
but obviously a Banshee. No one died,
obviously 100%.
oh yes, no one died, but obviously the Banshee.
Right.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think of it. Like, I don't have creepy stories. Do I have any creepy stories?
I know Baving has one. She did tell me one that was very spooky before. Remember she said about like friends of hers, uncles used to sell hotel supplies going around the country. They stopped in a B&B like in Tipperary or something. Woke up in the middle of the night. One guy saw a ghost crossing the room. Headless ghost. And kind of, I think didn't say anything or something, and then went back to sleep and stuff, but next morning just wanted to get the head out of Dodge, you know. And I think years later they were recounting the story at a wedding, and the other brother was shocked when your man said he saw a headless ghost crossing the room, because your man said, I didn't see that. I saw a headless a head floating across the room. So one guy had seen the headless body and the other guy saw the head. Ask her. I'm pretty sure she told me that. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I remember she said that 3 years ago.
Okay, I'll double check.
Creepy story. I'd love if people had a...
Maybe I just blocked all of this shit out.
Yeah,
like, I don't like being spooked.
You don't like being spooked, I know that. Yeah, you probably did. But I'd love it. I'd love to do like a listener episode of people's creepy stories and experiences. Even fuck it, like send it in to us. I'll do it whenever.
Do you want to formalize that request?
If you have any spooky, creepy, interesting experiences, paranormal, supernatural, or otherwise, send them in to us on the End of Stream Instagram, or alternatively, email
at the Endless Cast on Instagram or theendlesscast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send us your spooky stories.
Yeah, send us your spooky stories. A girl I know has a tattoo studio in town that's haunted, and people suggested to do the Ouija board. I would never do that. She won't either.
Okay.
Would you?
I mean, in principle, yes, because I know that the Ouija board was a copyrighted game from the 1920s. Like, there's no supernaturalness to it. Somebody sold a toy to Hasbro.
Well, why do you not think there's any supernaturalness to it? How do you know there's not? Our world isn't confined by your arbitrary rules, Aidan. It's very possible that in this reality, in this multiverse or this dimension, that a board game with supernatural possibilities could have been marketed as a toy to children. They market weapons as children's toys, so why wouldn't they market some little spooky game, some little spooky toy that one person perceives as harmless but could potentially be very harmful? You know what I mean? Everything's possible.
I'm just not superstitious.
You're not superstitious. I don't know about that.
I think weird shit happens, but I think it's with investigation and study, whatever you identify as a weirdness has probably got an explanation.
I'm very superstitious. Very. I wave at magpies. I don't tempt fate. I avoid all the superstitious stuff. Or I like to cancel out my superstition.
In that we differ. In that we differ.
We really are. Country boy and city slicker, aren't we?
We are chalk and cheese.
But What's your plan? So, what's your plan for the rest of the day?
Again, I'm trying to work that out. There's some comedy show stuff on tonight that's like, I should go in, show my face, chat to people, see some funnies.
God bless you.
I'm also tired. I got drawing to do. I got a show to plan for next month. I got cartoons I like to draw. I'm reeling from the fact that they've replaced Henry Cavill with Liam Hemsworth as the Witcher.
So why is he not coming back then?
It's money and other things. Do you want to get stuck doing TV? I think he has to escalate himself a little bit.
Yeah, fair.
The Witcher, as fun and as successful as The Witcher has been, I think it is an uneven show that is more akin to Hercules: The Legendary Journeys than it is to
Game of Thrones. Agreed. I liked Hercules: The Legendary Journey, but the second season of The Witcher left me feeling a little bit like shortchanged.
Yeah, it's goofy, or at least they're leaning into the goofy elements of it. And
no, you're so right. It's definitely more of a it's definitely more of a Xena Hercules type of show, really, isn't it? Especially when you compare it to the likes of Game of Thrones and obviously Lord of the Rings of Power and all that kind of stuff. Like, it took a different approach.
And in terms of being attached, and there were career tent poles or foundation stones that somebody like Cavill needs, like a big franchise that he can do, and then that'll float him, and he can go off and take some swings at other things, and if they don't work, he can go back and do another season of The Witchers, and that'll float him again, and he can go off and do some other things. And I think now that he's secured a contract that gives him a Superman film, at least, if not two Superman films, or a target towards another Justice League swing, he has a roadmap of big things that are going to keep him massively culturally relevant outside of The Witcher. Mm-hmm. So now he can start to look further afield there. I think that the Enola Holmes movie coming out is good as well, and I think his turn as Sherlock Holmes is fun in that. And there was talk about that getting a spin-off of just a standalone Cavill Sherlock.
Oh, I didn't know he was Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah, watch the first Enola. He's our older brother.
Is that the Millie Bobby Brown show?
Movie.
Oh, it's a movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. So it's a TV show?
Yeah. No, it's one movie. Okay. It's up there. Okay. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah, well,
he's Sherlock. Check it out.
Yeah, but I always liked the Sherlock lore,
I watched the Tales of the Jedi show that they just put up on Disney Plus. It's sort of 6 episodes of
didn't know they were doing it. Yeah.
Star Warsy goodness. Real easy throw on. I just put it on over breakfast and I didn't realize I'd watched them all.
Is it more single one shots? Is it anthology stuff?
More one shots. It kind of built itself as anthology, but really what it boils down to is a narrative about Count Dooku and Ahsoka Tano. And I was watching it this morning going, Filoni does an amazing job of retconning or bolting on character development for these people that were basically two-dimensional elements of the prequel movies. Count Dooku, as much as Christopher Lee is an amazing actor, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Why is he doing whatever the fuck he's doing? And after Tales of the Jedi, it's like I got to see him grow. I got to see his arc. And I get to see him in turmoil. And there's a sequence in the middle there where he the music transitions. The music changes from sort of lightness to darkness to becoming this grey, discordy kind of sound. And there's a sequence of him flying from one place to the other. And that's pure Blade Runner. It's really a lovely... It's also like Attack of the Clones with a feature budget. It's amazing looking. There's great stuff in it. I really recommend checking it out. What else? Am I doing anything with the day? Man, I don't know. I feel like I should, because how often do you get a bank holiday weekend? I know tomorrow I've got to swing by the shop, pick up them chairs. I know Tuesday I have to drive them back out to the west of the city.
I'm going to...
I just realised I have M50 tolls to pay from Friday.
Yeah, but it's alright, you can pay them.
but if you don't pay them before 8 o'clock the next day, they go up again.
Oh, do they? Okay.
And that was yesterday. Yeah. Shit.
Oh dear, buddy.
How about you?
I think after this, Emer and I are going to go to Lidl. We're going to do a little bit of a wee shop for ourselves. We're going to put on the rest of the Curiosity, or the Cabinet of Curiosity by Guillermo del Toro. I just watched the first episode and I liked it. So I think we're going to we're going to go to Lidl, get some snacks, blah, blah, come back, watch stuff like that. But I'm also keen to play one of I think it's the latest installment of the Dark Pictures Anthology, which are a group of games based on different, like each game is like a different story, but each game will feature like famous actors and stuff. The company that made it, their first one was Until Dawn, which featured
Oh yeah,
what was that lady's name? She was the main character in Heroes. One of the main characters, Christine
Hayden Panettiere.
That's the one. Yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
Wow, can't believe I got that.
Her. So the first one featured her. The second one featured, Iceman in the first X-Men movie, and who was Lamplighter in The Boys.
Yeah.
The second one featured him. The third one featured the guy who's playing Adam Warlock.
Okay. Poulter.
Yes, Will Poulter. I can't remember who's in the newest one, but they're really good. Kind of like, so basically the premise is like kind of like, for example, Until Dawn was like it's like you're watching you're playing a slasher movie, and you have to see which character kind of survived to the end. Actually, that Rami Malek, is that his name, who played Freddie Mercury?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he was in that
Rami
one.
Malek.
But basically, like, even like you put it on, it was like there could be a cast of like say 5 characters. You put if there's 2 of you playing it, it will just automatically assign you to a character, and when that person comes up, you just pass over the controller and you play it. But they're good investigative kind of creepy horror games. They're good fun. And they're kind of like, you're not playing them alone, you're playing them with somebody, and it's great. Yeah, and like the objective is to get through whatever kind of horrific scenario the game is based on, and how many characters you can survive. Because if you make the wrong move and stuff and that character dies, that's that character gone. Like, you won't get them back, and they could die. They could act like you could literally like be running down the road, and then it says turn left or right, you turn left, and the ground breaks off beneath you, and like you die, that kind of way, and then that's that character gone. So it's really interesting. It's a good fun game. It's frustrating because like obviously the objective is like you want all the characters to survive, but if one of them dies, it can be really frustrating because like it's literally like a split-second decision that you just made the wrong one or you did the wrong thing, and like, you know what I mean? It's good. The stakes are high. It's tense. It's good fun.
That's class. And that's the PlayStation 5?
Yes. And I think the people who made that game, I think they might have made a new one called The Quarry. You might have seen trailers for that around the place. Again, kind of it's the same idea, kind of horror thriller game and stuff, but good fun as well. Like, it looks good. I would like to get it at some stage. But I think that's it, man. I think like, just like, we've had 2 great nights out, and I think I'm really happy just to chill for the rest of the weekend.
Solid plans.
Yes.
I don't know what my plan is for dinner either, though. Now I had a Chinese last night, and that was my sort of like cheat weekend meal. And now I'm like, well, it's still the weekend. Do I?
Oh yeah, live a little, buddy.
Do I go nuts with donuts? Am I right?
But yeah. Also, I have a really kind of like, lately I've been really feeling a strong urge. I really want to watch Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse again. It's a great movie.
Class film, yeah. Check it out by all means.
I think the reason it's on my mind is because I always think that the Peter Parker that was voiced by the guy from New Girl, I think that'd be a great costume some year for Halloween. That'd be a great costume.
Feels like that's where the energy is for that episode, yeah?
Exhausted, but we showed up. That's the main thing. It's a relaxed, fit episode, as they say.